Have you ever noticed how the quietest moments of night often hold the most breathtaking surprises? Just before dawn, when the world is still wrapped in silence, the sky can reveal alignments that feel more like a secret being whispered than a show being performed. On September 19th, such a moment will unfold above our heads. A razor-thin crescent moon will rise alongside Venus, the brilliant morning star, and the bright star Regulus, the heart of Leo the lion. For millions of people across the globe, this sight will be a simple but stunning conjunction. Three celestial bodies sharing the same small piece of sky. But for others, it will transform into something rarer and more dramatic. The moon will actually pass directly in front of Venus, hiding it from view. Astronomers call this an occultation. When one object blocks another from our perspective, imagine looking up and seeing Venus, shining bright like a jewel, only for the moon's dark, unlit side to silently swallow it whole. Minutes later, the planet will reappear, glowing defiantly from the moon's other edge. To watch this unfold is to witness the solar system's mechanics in motion, playing out on a canvas that has inspired humanity since the beginning of time. This event is more than a curiosity. It is a reminder of the grand rhythms that govern the heavens, rhythms that repeat across centuries, rhythms that ancient stargazers once tracked with nothing more than their eyes and memory. It is also an opportunity to step outside, to look up, and to connect not only with the cosmos, but also with those who, thousands of years before us, stood in awe beneath the very same sky. Today, we will explore this event in detail. Together, we will journey through the delicate beauty of the crescent moon and the mystery of its faint, ghostly glow, the brilliance of Venus both as an astronomical object and as a cultural symbol, the significance of Regulus, the beating heart of the Lion constellation, the mechanics of occultations and why they matter, how and when to observe this spectacle from your own corner of the Earth, and finally, the deep cultural echoes that have carried these cosmic encounters into myth, art, and memory. So brew a cup of tea or coffee, step outside into the cool pre-dawn air on September 19th, and let the universe remind you of its elegance. The crescent moon is about to take flight. Venus will shine at its side, and Regulus will keep silent watch nearby. Let us begin our journey by exploring the first player in this cosmic dance, the moon itself. Look eastward on the morning of September 19th, and the first thing you'll notice is the moon's shape, a thin, glowing crescent. Only about 2% of its surface will be illuminated by sunlight, the rest cloaked in shadow. The moon at this stage is like a delicate sickle of light, so slender it seems it could vanish if you blinked too long. But why does the moon appear this way? The moon itself, of course, doesn't change shape. What changes is the angle between the moon, Earth, and the sun. As the moon orbits our planet, different portions of its sunlit side become visible to us. This cycle from new moon to crescent, to first quarter, to full, and back again, takes about 29.5 days. On September 19th, the moon will be just a couple of days away from the new moon phase, which is why only a slim edge of sunlight reflects back to Earth. The rest of the disk, though hidden in shadow, doesn't completely disappear. If you look closely, you may notice a soft, faint glow on the moon's dark side. This is known as Earthshine, or poetically. The Da Vinci glow, Earthshine, occurs when sunlight bounces off Earth's surface and clouds, reflecting onto the moon's shadowed regions. The Italian Renaissance genius Leonardo da Vinci was among the first to correctly explain this phenomenon in the early 1500s. Imagine it. Sunlight illuminates Earth. Earth reflects that light to the moon, and then the moon reflects it back to us. A cosmic game of mirrors, stretching across hundreds of thousands of kilometers. That glow reveals ancient lunar Maria, vast basaltic plains formed by ancient volcanic activity billions of years ago. To the naked eye, it looks like a ghostly outline of the whole moon, dim but still present, like a lantern lit from within. To astronomers of the past, it was a source of wonder. To us, it is both a beautiful sight and a lesson in the interconnectedness of Earth and its only natural satellite. The crescent moon has always carried deep symbolism. For many cultures, it represents rebirth, cycles, and time itself. In Islamic art and tradition, the crescent is a powerful emblem, often seen alongside a bright star. In other traditions, A waxing crescent symbolized growth and promise, while a waning crescent, like the one we will see on September 19th, symbolized endings and reflection. And yet, even stripped of symbolism, the sight itself is enough to stir awe. A razor-thin crescent moon, rising in the quiet predawn, is like nature's whisper, gentle, fleeting, and unforgettable. But the moon is not alone in this performance. Close by, another light will shine, brighter, steadier, and more dazzling than any star. This is Venus, Earth's neighbor, sometimes called our sister planet, sometimes worshipped as a goddess, and always one of the most captivating objects in the sky. If the crescent moon is the delicate brushstroke of this morning's sky, then Venus is its blazing exclamation point. To anyone who has ever woken early and looked eastward, Venus is unmistakable. It is so brilliant that it often outshines airplanes, stars, and even sometimes casts a faint shadow under dark conditions. Only the sun and moon shine brighter. On September 19th, Venus will hover less than a single degree below the crescent moon, so close that you could cover both with just your little finger held at arm's length. It will gleam like a gemstone, drawing your eyes again and again. But Venus is not just visually stunning. It is scientifically and historically one of the most fascinating objects in the sky. Venus appears so luminous for two main reasons: proximity to Earth. Venus is one of Earth's closest neighbors, orbiting at about 108 million kilometers from the Sun compared to Earth's 150 million. That means it comes closer to us than almost any other planet. Highly reflective clouds. Venus is cloaked in a thick atmosphere of carbon dioxide, with clouds of sulfuric acid that reflect sunlight extremely efficiently. Its albedo, or reflectivity, is among the highest of any planet. Nearly 70% of sunlight that hits Venus bounces back. The result is a planet that dazzles our eyes, appearing as if it's a torch hung in the dawn sky. Ancient cultures noticed this brightness too, often giving Venus dual identities: the morning star when it rose before the sun, and the evening star when it appeared after sunset. For thousands of years, Venus has captivated human imagination. The Babylonians tracked Venus as early as 1600 BCE, recording its appearances and disappearances. They associated it with the goddess Ishtar, symbol of love and war. To the Greeks, Venus was Aphrodite, goddess of beauty. The Romans carried on this name, calling the planet Venus, after their own goddess of love. The Maya civilization observed Venus obsessively. Their astronomers created entire calendars around its cycles, treating its appearances as omens for war or peace. It's remarkable to think that across continents and centuries, people who never met each other all looked at the same planet and imbued it with meaning. Today, we know Venus as a rocky planet, nearly the same size as Earth, but with an environment so hostile that no human could survive there for even a moment. Astronomers often call Venus Earth's sister planet because of its similar size, mass, and composition. Both are rocky worlds in the inner solar system. But that's where the similarities end. Venus is wrapped in a dense atmosphere of carbon dioxide, with surface pressures 90 times stronger than Earth's. Temperatures on Venus average around 465 degrees Celsius, 869 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. This makes Venus hotter than Mercury, even though Mercury is closer to the Sun. The planet's clouds are composed of sulfuric acid droplets, making its skies corrosive and opaque. And perhaps most strangely, Venus rotates on its axis backward compared to most planets, meaning the Sun rises in the west and sets in the east. For scientists, Venus is both a warning and a wonder. It demonstrates what happens when a greenhouse effect runs wild, trapping heat so intensely that the planet becomes uninhabitable. Studying Venus offers us insights into Earth's own climate, a sobering reminder of the fragility of our balance. On the morning of September 19th, Venus will rise about 2 hours before the Sun, blazing bright in the pre-dawn sky. This is what makes it the morning star. Its light will be so intense that even in twilight, as the horizon begins to glow, Venus will remain visible, defiant against the coming day. Paired with the crescent moon, the view becomes unforgettable. The moon, a slender curve, and Venus's diamond-like brilliance make them appear almost like a cosmic painting. Add Regulus just beyond, and you have a triangle of light: moon, planet, and star, all within a few degrees of each other. And for some observers, as the moon drifts closer, it will actually cover Venus. Imagine the thrill of watching the sky's brightest planet wink out, hidden behind the moon's unlit edge, then re-emerge minutes later. These occultations are rare enough to be memorable, and when Venus is involved, they become truly spectacular. But before we dive into the mechanics of this occultation, let us pause for a moment to meet the third companion in this Predawn gathering, a star that has guided sailors, inspired kings, and sat enthroned in one of the sky's most recognizable constellations. Its name is Regulus, the Little King. While the crescent moon and Venus dominate the eye with brightness and beauty, a third participant joins this celestial dance on September 19th. The star, Regulus, subtle yet regal. Regulus is not just any star. It is the beating heart of the constellation Leo the Lion, and one of the most important navigation markers in the night sky. Regulus is the brightest star in Leo, shining at magnitude plus 1.3, though not as dazzling as Venus. It is still one of the brightest stars visible to the naked eye, ranking 21st overall. If you step outside 2 hours before dawn, look just beyond Venus and the moon. There you'll spot Regulus, a bluish-white jewel glowing steadily against the dark canvas. Regulus sits almost directly on the ecliptic, the imaginary line that marks the sun's path through the sky. Because of this, the moon and planets frequently pass near Regulus, sometimes even covering it in occultations, just as with Venus. This makes Regulus a star of constant companionship to our solar system's wanderers. Why is Regulus so special? Its very name tells us. Regulus means the Little King, in Latin, to the ancients. Its position within the constellation Leo made it the heart of the lion. In Babylonian astronomy, Leo was associated with lions that roamed the Mesopotamian plains, and Regulus was its vital core. The Persians included Regulus in their list of the 4 royal stars of the heavens, guardians of the skies for quadrants. The Greeks placed Regulus at the chest of their mythological lion, slain by Hercules as part of his 12 labors. From royal courts to sailors at sea, Regulus has always symbolized kingship, strength, and guidance. Its presence in the morning sky on September 19th adds a mythic weight to the scene, as if the heavens themselves are reminding us of their ancient stories. Behind the myths lies fascinating astrophysics. Regulus is located about 79 light-years away from Earth, relatively close in cosmic terms. It's actually a multiple star system consisting of at least 4 stars. The main star we see, Regulus A, is a blue-white main sequence star, about 3.5 times more massive than the Sun, and over 140 times more luminous. Regulus rotates extremely rapidly, completing 1 spin in just 16 hours. For comparison, our Sun takes about 27 days. This fast spin has flattened Regulus into an oblate shape, bulging at the equator. If we could see it up close, Regulus wouldn't be a perfect sphere like the Sun. It would look squashed, like a spinning top. This rapid rotation may one day tear material away, shaping its destiny differently than more stable stars. For centuries, sailors used Regulus as a guide. Its consistent position along the ecliptic made it a reliable waypoint for navigation at sea. When ships crossed oceans with only the stars to steer them, Regulus was a celestial king indeed, ruling over their safe passage. Even today, amateur stargazers can find Leo in the sky thanks to Regulus. The constellation's sickle-shaped head, resembling a backward question mark, points straight to it. On September 19th, as dawn approaches, you'll see this question mark faintly rising, with Regulus glittering proudly as its anchor. Now imagine the sight. The crescent moon, slender and glowing with Earthshine. Venus, the brightest star in the sky, dazzling like a diamond. Regulus, steady and noble, completing the triangle. It's rare to witness such a perfect alignment. A planet, a star, and the moon all gathered so close together in the sky. For those in Europe, Africa, and Asia, alignment goes even further. The moon will actually cover Venus in an occultation, while Regulus remains nearby, as though watching over the event. This triangular pattern will not only be beautiful, but will also remind us of the scale of the universe. A nearby moon just 384,000 kilometers away, a neighboring planet millions of kilometers away, and a star nearly 80 light-years distant, all appearing side by side in a shared cosmic stage. While the crescent moon, Venus, and Regulus together form a striking tableau in the pre-dawn sky. The true highlight of September 19th is the occultation, when the moon passes directly in front of Venus, temporarily hiding the planet from view. This cosmic event is both rare and mesmerizing, a silent demonstration of celestial mechanics in motion. An occultation occurs when one celestial body passes in front of another from the observer's perspective. The term comes from the Latin occultare, meaning to hide. Essentially, the nearer object blocks the light of a more distant one. Occultations can involve the moon covering a star, which happens relatively often because the moon moves quickly across the sky. The moon covering a planet like Venus, which is less common and therefore more exciting to watch. The moon covering the sun, producing a solar eclipse. The most dramatic type of occultation visible from Earth. Each occultation is a precise alignment, an extraordinary moment when celestial distances and motions converge perfectly. Astronomers study these events to refine the orbits of planets and moons, measure the dimensions of stars, and even probe the atmospheres of distant worlds. For September 19th, observers in parts of Europe, Canada, Greenland, Russia, Asia, and Africa will witness the moon occulting Venus. The occultation begins globally at 6:34 a.m. ET, 10:34 GMT, and ends at 10:26 a.m. ET, 14:26 GMT. During this interval, Venus will vanish behind the moon's unlit side, re-emerging minutes later on the opposite edge. For viewers in the United States, the moon and Venus will appear very close together, forming a tight pairing in the eastern sky. While the occultation may not be fully visible in most U.S. locations, the conjunction itself is spectacular. The moon and Venus within 1 degree of each other, framed by Regulus. Observing the occultation, seeing an occultation requires careful timing and ideally a pair of binoculars or a small telescope. Here's what to watch for. Timing is key. Check local sunrise times and the predicted occultation window for your location. The closer you are to the central path of the occultation, the longer you'll see Venus disappear behind the moon. Find the crescent moon first. Its thin curve is easy to spot in the pre-dawn darkness. Locate Venus, a brilliant point of light near the moon's lower edge. Watch patiently. If you're in the right location, you'll see Venus fade as the moon drifts across the sky, then reappear as the moon continues its eastward journey. Even if you only see the conjunction without the occultation, the visual is striking. A delicate crescent moon, a blazing planet, and the steady heart of Leo form a triangular arrangement that can fit within the span of your outstretched hand. Astronomers have used occultations for centuries to study the universe. Observing a planet or star disappear behind the moon can refine our understanding of the moon's orbit to fractions of a millimeter. Reveals subtle atmospheres around distant stars or planets. Serve as practice for more complex measurements, such as exoplanet transits. In addition to their scientific value, occultations are moments of wonder, rare alignments that demonstrate how predictable, yet beautiful, the mechanics of the cosmos can be. They remind us that the sky is not static. It is alive, moving, and full of surprises. There's something magical about witnessing an occultation. Imagine standing quietly under a pre-dawn sky, the world still asleep, and seeing Venus vanish behind the moon. It's a reminder that even the brightest points in our sky are subject to the rhythms of motion and gravity. It's a humbling experience. The universe is immense, precise, and majestic. This September 19th occultation may last only minutes, but the memory will linger, like a whispered secret from the cosmos. For those with cameras, binoculars, or telescopes, it is an opportunity to capture a rare celestial event, a snapshot of time and space that cannot be exactly repeated. Witnessing the crescent moon, Venus, and Regulus together in the pre-dawn sky is one thing. Experiencing the occultation is another entirely. Fortunately, even casual stargazers can make this event unforgettable with a little preparation. The best time to head outside is about 2 hours before sunrise. For September 19th, this means look east, toward the horizon, when the sky is still dark enough to see stars. But faint light from the rising sun begins to tint the sky. The crescent moon will rise low on the horizon, Venus, bright and unmistakable, will hover just below the moon, while Regulus will twinkle nearby. If you want to catch the occultation itself, check a local observatory or astronomy website for precise times in your area. The occultation begins at 6:34 a.m. ET, 10:34 GMT, and ends at 10:26 a.m. ET, 14:26 GMT. But the visible window depends on your location on Earth. Even without binoculars, you can spot these celestial objects. A simple tip is, hold your little finger at arm's length. This roughly equals 1 degree in the sky. Venus will appear less than 1 degree below the moon, so your finger can cover both. Regulus will appear just beyond Venus, forming a triangle. Use the triangle as a guide to identify the star pattern. For those with binoculars or small telescopes, binoculars can reveal Earthshine on the moon's shadowed side, showing the faint outlines of lunar Maria. Telescope can capture Venus as a tiny crescent phase itself. Venus, like the moon, goes through phases as it orbits the sun. These instruments also allow you to notice details in Regulus's twinkle, which comes from atmospheric turbulence, giving it a lively shimmer in the pre-dawn sky. Where you observe matters. Here's how to choose a great spot. Low eastern horizon. The crescent moon rises low, so find an unobstructed view, free from buildings or trees. Minimal light pollution. The darker the sky, the better the contrast. While Venus is bright enough to be seen even in cities, Earthshine and the faint glow of Regulus are easier to appreciate in a darker environment. Comfortable vantage point. Bring a chair, blanket, or tripod for your telescope or smartphone camera. Pre-dawn skies can be chilly. Prepare for comfort. Many stargazers like to photograph these alignments. Use a smartphone with a tripod for stability. For binocular or telescope imaging, use a tearing adapter or smartphone adapter. Timing is key if photographing the occultation. Be ready minutes ahead of the predicted disappearance and reappearance of Venus. Even if you can't photograph it, just watching is enough. The experience of seeing Venus temporarily hidden by the moon, the faint glow of Earthshine, and Regulus twinkling quietly nearby is unforgettable. Don't forget the broader sky. Jupiter will be shining high above the eastern horizon. In the constellation Gemini, flanked by the bright stars Castor and Pollux, if you have binoculars or a telescope, you might glimpse other planets or distant stars, making this morning an opportunity for a mini cosmic tour before the sun rises. Tips for success: arrive early. The sky changes quickly as dawn approaches. Check the weather. Clouds can obscure the view entirely. Keep your eyes adapted. Avoid looking at bright lights. Give your eyes time to adjust to the dark. Stay patient. Even brief glimpses of the occultation or Earthshine can be magical. By following these simple steps, anyone, from a casual skywatcher to a dedicated amateur astronomer, can experience the celestial dance of September 19th in all its glory. The beauty of celestial events like the September 19th Moon-Venus Regulus alignment is that while the universe itself is vast and impersonal, we all share it from our unique vantage points on Earth. Depending on your location, the experience can be slightly different, and understanding this perspective adds depth to the event. For observers in the United States, the Moon and Venus will appear as a close, dazzling pair, with Regulus completing the triangle. While the Moon may not completely cover Venus in most locations, the alignment is still stunning. The thin crescent moon, the bright planet, and the noble star, forming a striking pattern in the eastern sky. Meanwhile, in parts of Europe, Canada, Greenland, Russia, Asia, and Africa, the event becomes even more dramatic. Here, the moon will actually pass in front of Venus, producing a true occultation. Observers in these regions will see Venus disappear for several minutes behind the moon's unlit side before re-emerging. A rare spectacle that combines beauty with scientific significance. Even small differences in longitude and latitude change the timing of the occultation. People hundreds of kilometers apart might see Venus disappear a few minutes earlier or later than others. This is because the moon moves across the sky relative to the stars at roughly 0.5 degrees per hour. And even slight variations in perspective shift the apparent alignment. An occultation's duration varies with the observer's location. Close to the central path of the occultation, Venus may be hidden for a longer period, giving observers more time to witness the disappearance. Near the edges of the path, Venus may only flicker behind the moon for a brief moment. Because of this, astronomers publish precise occultation maps and timing charts so enthusiasts can plan to catch the event at its peak. It's a blend of geometry, physics, and prediction, a beautiful reminder of how predictable, yet awe-inspiring, the cosmos can be. What makes these global variations fascinating is not just the science, but the shared human experience. People on different continents, speaking different languages, and living in vastly different cultures, can step outside and witness the same celestial event. Some see Venus disappear. Others see it glowing close to the moon. All see Regulus twinkling steadfastly nearby. Events like this foster a sense of connection, that we are inhabitants of a single planet. Under a single sky, watching the universe unfold with the same wonder. Throughout history, stargazers have shared these moments, through stories, art, and observation. And today, with social media and real-time reporting, we can share our perspectives instantly, letting someone across the globe witness the same cosmic dance we do. Recognizing how perspective changes the view also enhances our understanding of the universe. It illustrates parallax, the apparent shift of nearby objects against distant backgrounds due to the observer's position. This principle is fundamental in astronomy, allowing scientists to measure distances to stars, planets, and galaxies. So while we enjoy the spectacle of a crescent moon, Venus and Regulus together, we are also participating in the principles of space and motion that astronomers use to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. The global perspective is a reminder that the universe is not static. It moves, it shifts, it dances, and we are lucky enough to witness these rhythms from our small vantage point on Earth. Astronomy is more than science. It is a bridge between the cosmos and human culture. For millennia, people have looked up at the same moon, planets, and stars, interpreting their movements as omens, symbols, and guides. The September 19th celestial alignment, Crescent Moon Venus, is steeped in layers of cultural and historical significance, connecting us to civilizations across time. The crescent moon is one of humanity's oldest symbols. Its slender form has represented rebirth, cycles, and the passage of time. Across cultures, the crescent carries meanings both spiritual and practical. Islamic tradition, the crescent moon, often paired with a star, became a symbol of faith, marking the start of months in the lunar calendar. Its phases guided religious observances and celebrations. Ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, the crescent was linked to lunar deities, symbolizing fertility, protection, and cyclical renewal. European folklore, a waning crescent like the one rising on September 19th, represented reflection, endings, and preparation for new beginnings. The subtle glow of Earthshine, revealing lunar Maria, added another layer of fascination. For centuries, people believed the faint, ghostly light on the dark side of the moon carried mystical energy, guiding sailors, farmers, and astronomers alike. Venus has always captivated human imagination, not just as a celestial object, but as a symbol of beauty, desire, and power. In Babylon, Venus was associated with Ishtar, goddess of love and war, whose appearances in the sky were meticulously recorded. The Greeks called her Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. Her brilliance in the sky became a mirror of her mythic allure. Mesoamerican civilizations, including the Maya, treated Venus as a harbinger of events. Its morning or evening appearances were interpreted as omens for war, harvest, or rituals. Even today, Venus's nickname, the morning star, carries poetic weight. Its brilliance has inspired countless poems, songs, and works of art, reminding us of humanity's timeless fascination with light in the darkness. Regulus, the heart of Leo, carries its own stories. Across cultures, it has symbolized kingship, power, and guidance. In Persian astronomy, Regulus was one of the 4 royal stars, each guarding a cardinal direction in the sky. Its presence in the morning sky was seen as an omen of protection and leadership. In Greek mythology, Regulus occupies the chest of the celestial lion slain by Hercules. Its location at the lion's heart reinforced its symbolic significance as strength and courage. Mariners used Regulus as a navigation aid, its predictable path guiding ships across oceans, ensuring safe passage through uncharted waters. The alignment of Crescent Moon, Venus, and Regulus on September 19th is more than a scientific event. It is a continuation of these ancient narratives. Across continents and centuries, people have looked up at similar alignments and found meaning. Farmers observed lunar cycles to guide planting and harvesting. Kings and rulers interpreted Venus and Regulus as signs of power or warning. Philosophers and poets gazed at the night sky, drawing metaphors of love, beauty, and the eternal. Even now, as we step outside to witness this celestial gathering, we are participating in that same long tradition. Our eyes, like theirs, are drawn to patterns, brightness, and movement. Our awe connects us to generations that came before, reminding us that the night sky has always been humanity's shared heritage. What makes this moment unique is that science and culture converge. The thin crescent moon can be explained through orbital mechanics, Venus's brilliance through reflection and proximity, Regulus's position through stellar coordinates. Yet simultaneously, they carry centuries of stories, symbols, and wonder. By observing the September 19th alignment, we are both astronomers and storytellers. We witness the laws of motion, gravity, and light. And we also partake in the human tradition of seeing meaning in the heavens. It is a reminder that science and culture are not separate, but intertwined, each enriching our experience of the cosmos. As the crescent moon climbs higher in the Predawn sky on September 19th, and Venus glows fiercely beside it while Regulus keeps silent watch, it's natural to pause and reflect. This alignment is fleeting, yet its significance stretches far beyond the minutes we spend observing it. Moments like these are reminders that the universe is vast, predictable, and deeply interconnected, and that our small place within it is part of something much larger. The moon, Venus, and Regulus are all moving, yet each at its own pace. The moon completes an orbit around Earth roughly every 27.3 days, moving eastward against the background stars. Venus, meanwhile, orbits the sun every 225 Earth days, occasionally appearing as the morning or evening star, depending on its position relative to Earth. Regulus, a distant star, appears fixed to our eyes, but is hurtling through space at incredible speed. Over 300,000 kilometers per hour, relative to the sun. From our vantage point, these motions align briefly on September 19th. What we perceive as a simple triangle of light is, in reality, an intricate ballet of celestial mechanics, governed by gravity, momentum, and the vast distances between objects. This perspective reminds us of the scale of the universe, and our role as observers within it. Astronomy allows us to predict these alignments with astonishing accuracy. We know exactly where the moon and Venus will be, and even when Venus will be hidden behind the moon during the occultation. This predictability does not diminish the wonder. It enhances it. Knowing the mechanics behind the phenomenon makes it even more impressive that the universe can produce such moments of beauty consistently and reliably across centuries. For centuries, such events were omens, signs from the heavens whose meaning was debated and interpreted in myths and rituals. Today we understand the physics, yet the emotional impact remains just as profound. The act of pausing, looking upward, appreciating the sky's choreography connects us to both past generations and future observers. The September 19th alignment also invites personal reflection. It shows that perspective matters. A stargazer in Europe may witness Venus disappear behind the moon, while someone in the United States sees only the tight pairing. Both are observing the same universe, but their experiences differ slightly. A reminder that even in a shared reality, perspective shapes our experience. This idea resonates metaphorically. In life, as in astronomy, small differences in position or timing can reveal entirely new aspects of the same truth. Watching this event is a meditation on scale, motion, and connectivity. From the moon just 384,000 kilometers away, to Venus millions of kilometers distant. To Regulus 79 light-years across space, we see a continuum of distance and motion, all interacting in a pattern that is both scientific and sublime. The night sky is full of such alignments and occultations, each a reminder that the universe is always moving, always changing. After September 19th, there will be more conjunctions. More moments when celestial bodies come together in patterns that delight the eye and challenge the mind. For those inspired by this event, consider keeping a sky journal or using a stargazing app to track future alignments. Study the motions of the planets, the cycles of the moon, and the positions of bright stars. Over time, you'll develop a richer understanding of both the mechanics and the poetry of the cosmos. Even a brief observation can spark curiosity. Why does Venus shine so brightly? How does Earthshine illuminate the moon? What can the motion of Regulus tell us about stellar evolution? These questions remind us that every night sky is a classroom, a theater, and a mirror, all at once. As the first rays of the sun begin to chase away the pre-dawn darkness, the crescent moon slowly drifts higher. Venus glows brilliantly, and Regulus twinkles proudly, a cosmic tableau that reminds us of the beauty, precision, and wonder of the universe. September 19th offers more than a visual spectacle. It's an invitation to pause, to reflect, and to feel our connection to the cosmos. Whether you witnessed the occultation, admired the tight pairing of the moon and Venus, or simply contemplated the glowing triangle in the eastern sky, you became part of a timeless tradition. Generations before us and generations to come have and will look up at the same celestial patterns and feel the same awe that we do today. So step outside, look up, and let the universe speak. Notice the subtle glow of Earthshine on the moon, the dazzling brilliance of Venus, and the steady gaze of Regulus. Take a moment to feel small and infinite at once, to marvel at the precision of celestial mechanics, and to connect with humanity's long history of stargazing. If this journey through the September 19th sky has inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more cosmic explorations. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a rare alignment, celestial event, or mind-expanding journey across the universe. Together, we can continue to explore the stars, planets, and wonders that make our sky a place of endless curiosity. Remember, the universe is always moving, always unfolding, and always ready to surprise those who look up. Don't just watch the sky. Experience it, question it, and let your curiosity soar. Till the next cosmic event, keep looking up and never stop wondering.